This is Emma Laughlin, Communications Intern with Farm Credit Financial Partners. In 2020 marks our 25th year anniversary. A quarter of a century ago, Farm Credit Financial Partners, or as many fondly refer to us as FPI, opened for business in Agawam, Massachusetts. We began with 32 employees and the ambitious goal of innovating technology services for farm credit. Today, we have grown to over 250 employees across the country, serving 6 Agricultural Credit Association partners. To help us commemorate our 25-year history, we have with us Scott Berard, EVP, Chief Customer Officer, and Secretary, who has been with FPI for 3.5 years. Scott, please introduce yourself and explain what your current role is here at FPI.
Thanks, Emma. My name is Scott Berard. I am the Chief Customer Officer at FPI. My responsibilities include setting up a strategy and execution of a holistic program of engagement with our ACA partners. The overall goal of this strategy is to ensure that the communication between FPI and our ACA partners is effective in managing the right message to the right people at the right time. It's also to provide our staff with knowledge of what's happening within our ACA partners so we can better support their needs on a daily basis.
That is a great description of what your role is here. So you've explained what you do, what your role is, but can you describe what your average day looks like while working at FPI? From experience, I know that you're constantly in meetings, you're constantly communicating with people, but what really is it that you do?
So my day-to-day role will change on any given day. A lot of what my team does and what I do is interacting with our ACA partners to understand whether it's strategic needs or daily operational needs, understanding those, bringing those back to our team to help provide better solutions. So it's a lot of collaboration, both from an external perspective with our ACA partners, as well as across business units within FPI. My team and I are the conduit between our technical staff here at FPI and the business needs of the ACA partners. So we do a lot in terms of building those communication channels, making sure we mature the processes that are needed to get the work done so that they can be successful running their business.
Very nice. So you talked a lot about collaboration and making sure that we have this partner-centric focus. What is your favorite part about this job, or what excites you the most about it? I'm assuming a lot has to do with working with all these other people and ensuring that everything remains effective, but you can feel free to elaborate a little bit more on that.
You're right, Emma. I really do appreciate working with staff internally as well as with our ACA partners. I've always been on the relationship side of the business for the majority of my career. So really building relationships, understanding the needs that our ACA partners have and how we can collaboratively with them, sitting side by side with us, work on effective solutions to help meet their business needs. There's nothing better than to sit, understand what a need is, ask questions, and then actually return with a solution that makes people's jobs easier or allows them to better support their customers. That's, in the end, that's what really drives me, is that interaction with people resulting in a solution that means something to the end user.
What skills does your team have that you can constitute towards these many successes at FPI? So again, I know we touched upon collaboration and trying to find these effective solutions. Do you think there's anything in particular that your team or yourself does really well to gear towards these successes, such as brainstorming, or maybe you're all very good at collaboration, or maybe you all are just very natural at communicating needs to one another? So what do you think constitutes towards all those things?
Yeah, as really the called the extroverted part of the organization, we're truly working in a technology shop. My team is really good at pulling people together to collaborate and solution as a team. They really work in a team environment, whether it's with our ACA partners or with staff internally. So they're really focused on getting people to impart their knowledge in an environment where we can build something really good for the customers. So obviously collaboration and communication are key, but the team has a lot of technical knowledge from years of experience that they're not afraid to share in an environment where we want to, debate ideas with vigor, come to a solution, and then everybody get behind that solution. So they're really good at pulling the best and the knowledge out of people so that we can advance together, providing that solution that our customers need. So I'd say those are the key components that my team brings to the table that will help our team internally, our collective team internally, as well as the entire partnership that we support.
Yeah, I definitely see that. As, like you said, the extroversion is certainly there. I think that comes with any communication-based team overall. And you also talked a lot about teamwork, which is one of FPI's core values. We have teamwork, honesty, passion, and so many more. Which one do you think truly encompasses the essence of FPI?
I'd say that the teamwork and passion are linked, just in my experience here at FPI. I've never worked, and I've had 25 years working for a major Wall Street bank. I've never had more passionate people that I've worked with than the folks at FPI. It's a much smaller organization, and I think that goes to the mission of the Farm Credit System and who we are ultimately supporting. It's not just the ACA partners that are our owners, but it's the end customer member that we know we are supporting. There's no greater mission to that. So I think that drives the passion of our staff. We want to provide the associations with the tools they need to support the customer members. And in doing so, that means we have to collaborate. We have to collaborate across business units internally. We have to collaborate with individual associations that we support, and we have to bring the partnership of the 6 associations we support together and collaborate where we can build a core function that everybody can build off of. That's, I think, what drives FPI and what makes FPI unique. And I've often said, I wish I'd discovered Farm Credit 25 years ago. That's really driven by starting with the mission of what the Farm Credit System does, and that's providing support of rural communities and agriculture with reliable, consistent credit and financial services today and tomorrow. That's the mission. There's no better mission than providing tools that support the organizations that support the people that put food on your table every day. It might sound a little bit hokey, but for me, that's a driving force for me to want to do my best every day. And I think that's what makes the passion that exists within the walls of FPI so prevalent in the work that everybody does every day.
I certainly agree. I think listeners, whether they're internal staff of FPI or from the other associations that we are partnered up with, I think we can all agree that FPI is a great company to work for. It's full of good people, because from every person I've talked to thus far, they all say the same thing, that the goal is to help other people, to ensure that we're making effective solutions, we're using effective technology to ensure that everybody has the best life they possibly can. And I think that's really beautiful. And I think a lot of companies, they don't have that sort of mission in mind, especially as technology companies continue to grow. But I'm glad to see that it remains the same for Farm Credit and the Farm Credit System as a whole. So I was going to ask you about how you always say you wish you had discovered Farm Credit 25 years ago, but you already touched upon that. So with that being said, I'm going to change it up on you for a moment here. But how do you think that FPI or other companies can continue to have this customer-centric or this partner-centric focus for longer periods of time?
I think it's a matter of personally, I think it's a matter of taking the time to listen and understand what one of our ACA partners, or if you're any other business, what one of your clients is asking. And I think the key is taking the time to understand the business, understand what they're asking, why they're asking it. I had my first manager when I was working for the company I grew up in. It's really stuck with me. It says, approach every conversation with a customer or a client as if it's a doctor's appointment. Don't think that you know the answer with the first few comments that they say. Don't go to solutioning right off the bat. Listen, take it in, ask questions, ask why. Ask what the purpose is. The more questions you ask, the more information you get, so that you can then take that back and develop a solution or provide a response that is effective. But in the time that you're having that conversation and you're asking those questions, you're building a relationship. They're invested in sharing information with you because they know you're paying attention, and they want to see a result of that. It may result in, you know what, this isn't the best opportunity, and they're okay with that. It's a natural response for people to start a conversation, hear something, and go right to solutioning mode. But what I think keeps the customer focus on the customer for longer periods of time is building that customer knowledge, that business knowledge. Why do they do what they do, and how do they do it? If you can focus on that in the engagements you have with your customers, in our case with the ACA partners, that builds trust. It builds a relationship that they know you're interested in, and you're interested in supporting their needs, so they're going to share more. And the more we share with each other, with our customers, as well as with folks in other business groups, the relationships become stronger, and then you keep the customer up front, and that focus is long term. For my team, I do tell my team, you've got two sets of customers. You've got the ACA partners, but you've also got internal customers. Our job is also to make sure that our teams internally have access to the tools, resources that they need to do their job internally, which then allows them to do their job with our customers. So it's really sitting, actively listening, and really understanding what the business need is. When you have that, you've got the strong relationship, and you've built trust, so that they know that we are truly interested in understanding their needs and providing solutions to support them.
I definitely agree. Overall, throughout my experience at school and having this internship with the company, it is so true that communication is such a transactional experience. You can't just say one thing and go into solution mode, like you said. You have to really listen. You have to actively listen and share interests. A lot of it is just simply information sharing and actually hearing what other people need, not just breezing over it. So I think what you said is very important overall. And with that being said, it seems like you have a great understanding of not only listening to others, but also using what you have heard to make the experience better for everyone. So what has been you or your team's greatest project or accomplishment since you started working here 3.5 years ago? And do you think it is because of these communication skills that they all have, or do you think it's beyond that?
I would say that I think one of the greatest accomplishments in my relatively short tenure here has been bringing the customer, both the ACA partner as well as the customer member that they are supporting, back to the staff at FPI. Understanding who we're supporting, understanding the business, which is supporting the farmers, ranchers, fishermen in rural America. Our staff doesn't get to see that or touch and feel that every day. So we developed the partner series soon after I came on board to really bring a lot of that knowledge and experience closer to the FPI staff. And we did that in 3 different ways. We developed the speaker series, and that's getting not just the executives, but we've started with the executives from each ACA partner sharing some part of their organization with our team in a full staff presentation. And I think that has gone with rave reviews as we've now 3+ years into this. It's bringing our people closer to the association and letting our speakers get to know a little bit more about FPI. The second part of the series is the media series. So sharing trainings, sharing videos of whether it's their customers or pieces of their organization with our staff, and FPI sharing the same back with our associations on what we do and how we support them. Again, it brings us closer together and brings us closer to being one team rather than the associations and the technology shop. And then the third piece is the immersion series. And I think that's where we've had a really, really big lift, and everyone's really excited about it. COVID-19 has tamped it down a little bit, but what we've done in the immersion series is, I believe we've had 3 visits where we've taken about 15 of our staff and paired up with a loan officer at Farm Credit East, our most local ACA partner, And they've gone out to farm visits with the loan officers and really got to understand how they support their customers and kind of what their customers do. So I think the first trip they went to visit three customers, and it's a full day engagement. And the minute folks came back, I get a lot of feedback saying that was great. How can we get everybody in the organization through that program? And the associations really appreciate it because they like to share what they do. And to be honest, the customer members like to share their businesses with anyone, especially the folks supporting them. So really, it's been a beneficial piece of the series, and we want to get that happening again. And I think, yeah, we will, as we get into the early parts of next year, get more folks out into the immersion series. But I'd say that's one of the crown jewels, I like to call it, of my group's tenure here, in really bringing the customer member as well as the association closer to FPI staff.
I've also really enjoyed the partner series. I have worked on quite a few of them, and I do think that they're super helpful, especially for those of us who are just coming into FPI. It is a very niche business that you're jumping into. So having that opportunity to learn and really get invested into what our partners are doing, what our customer members are doing, I think is really beneficial, especially if you're coming in and you don't have a lot of background in the farm credit system. And it certainly makes life so much better, and you find a new passion for things that you don't really know about. And that's just my experience. So I'm sure other people feel the same, especially here at FPI. So with that being said, we are down to our final question, Scott. What is your vision for FPI's next 25 years?
I will be old and gray when that happens. To get through the next 25 years, what I'd like to see FPI become is really to get back to being that trusted partner, that trusted advisor, a part of the team from our ACA Partners perspective. We lost a little bit of that business knowledge in the last 5 or 6 years, and it's building that knowledge back up. I think that's what drives me, and I think that's what's going to make FPI continue to be successful. That customer focus, building up the business knowledge, and being able to translate the business need into the technology solutions that are going to support them long term. As passionate as we are about supporting our ACA partners, the ACA partners are multiple times more passionate to support the customer borrower, and our ability to support that, I think, makes us a very unique organization, and it's going to take a partnership. So I think we continue to mature in the areas that keep the focus on the customer. We've got the technology skills to be able to deliver on that. So I think really continuing the focus on the customer and knowing what the business is, why they do it, and appropriately challenging why they do things, because that's what they're looking for. They're looking for someone not to just be an order taker, but they're looking for someone to partner, collaborate with, challenge, and then drive that solution to execution. So I think that's really what I'm looking forward to over the next 25 years, is to get back to where FPI once was in with the associations, in terms of being that trusted advisor, trusted partner, to work as a team and drive the solutions to where they need to be.
Well, we thank you very much for taking the time to celebrate FPI's 25th anniversary and sharing all these stories and insights with us. Thank you so much, Scott.
Thank you, Emma. I appreciate it.